Hi, it's James here today. And I just got back from our local grocery store in LaSalle. And we had a little quick rain downfall, a little windy, nothing super hard. But I was in a grocery store and no word of lie. Uh, when the power went out, all their debit machines and credit machines were frozen, and you only had to have cash to check out your stuff. And there's people with shopping carts full of stuff, and they just left them. They're like, I don't have that kind of money on me in cash. And I had about, $35 just in, bare bone stuff, milk, bread, your basics, I go shopping every couple of days. And I had the cash on me. So I went back to the bank and I got my cash out. I got another $50. So I had it in my money, my wallet. But just a reminder, when the power goes out, the system goes out, it was fucking really weird. Like, they have a generator, but it takes like 5 seconds for the generator to kick on in the building. In any healthcare or superstore or whatever you go to. And it was pitch black for 5 seconds. I couldn't even see where I was walking. I was like, damn. And I told him, I'm like, fuck. Don't you have a battery operated PA system where you can say stay still and don't walk anywhere? Like, something, you can tell people, okay, we got a problem, be safe. But yeah, it was fucking funny. And the cashier that I know really well, her name's Diane, and all these shopping carts were full of food, and people couldn't pay for them because they didn't have the cash on them. Probably $200 of groceries. So they just left the shopping carts and said, fuck it, because they couldn't pay with debit or MasterCard. And she's like, can you bring it over to that cashier, just fill up the whole aisle because we're not using that cashier. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, no problem. Got a little exercise today. But, I always have a couple dollars in your wallet. I had to walk to the bank to get a couple more dollars. Thank God I had $40 or $50 in my wallet. You should have seen the people panic mode, complete panic. They couldn't use debit or credit cards. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I don't really spend a lot of money at the grocery store. I just pick up the staples. And it was fucking funny. All these people, unless you're one of those old ladies who has a purse full of change. When I see somebody that looks like they're over the age of 75, I do not go in that lane. Because they're pulling out, quarters, nickels, and dimes out of their purse. And I'm like, oh, nope, not going there. Anyways, just a funny story at the grocery store from the grocery store today. James out.